Welcome to the Every Mom is an Athlete podcast, where we believe that motherhood is inherently athletic. I see you lifting car seats, chasing toddlers, and carrying groceries one-handed while holding a baby and a coffee. Your daily life is a workout. I'm Dr. Karlie, pregnancy and postpartum expert, sports chiropractor, strength coach, entrepreneur, and mom of three. Here you'll find solo episodes and real conversations with other moms and leading experts, so you can live your strongest, healthiest, most aligned life in motherhood. No matter how long it's been since you've had your baby, whether you're reconnecting with your body, rebuilding your strength, or just figuring out what feels good again, you're in the right place. Hello, strong moms, and welcome back to Every Mom is an Athlete. As you know, Christmas is just days away. If you are like me, you have been crushing some Christmas cookies and treats, and I don't feel bad about it. I love it. I love this time of year. I am a sugar addict. I don't want to say that, but it's sort of true. And I know I try to rein it in a little bit, but I also try to just really enjoy the season. And so I wanted to go over a couple things today, just some small changes that we can make for better health to maybe offset the sugar that we're eating. And then next week, we're going to talk about some things you can do after the holidays to just kind of reset. But today, let's just talk about, I want to share with you a few changes that I have personally made in the last couple months just to really help improve my overall health. And you guys, I'm not going to tell you get outside first thing in the morning, go for a walk every day. You guys, you know that stuff, right? You're supposed to do that stuff. It is hard. It's not light outside when I wake up. It's so dark for multiple hours where I live in the country, and just I get up early. So I'm not going to tell you guys that sort of thing. I'm going to try to give you real things that you can do that don't take 20 or 30 minutes either. Okay. Cause yes, you should go for a 20 or 30 minute walk. We all know that, but I'm going to let you deal with that one on your own. The first small change for better health that I'm going to recommend is something that I just started doing, and I do truly feel much better. And that is not drinking coffee as soon as I get out of bed, first thing. Now, listen, I know all the little influencers who are 20 years old are talking about, don't drink your coffee first, do this and that and the other thing. We don't have to go so far. In one of my episodes that I was recording for this show, though, I was talking with this doc, and it's all about women's hormones. And that's coming up soon, by the way. That's going to be coming in the new year, and it is going to be a great episode. But we were talking about how drinking coffee first thing in the morning, I really had this clear epiphany of coffee is a drug. We all know that. I'm more than willing to basically shoot it into my veins every day. But how crazy is it that you would wake up and ingest a drug first thing? I don't know. For me, that was this weird, come to Jesus moment where I was okay, that is weird. So what I've been doing now, I went through a long phase where I always had my lemon water. For years and years, I had lemon water every morning, hot lemon water before I had my coffee. And I've gotten out of that. I should get back into that because it really, I do feel it kind of gets the digestion going. So I haven't been doing that the last couple of years, but I have gotten back to now having at least a glass of water before I have my coffee and trying to eat a little something. Okay. Not a lot because I don't love to eat first thing in the morning, but a little piece of a banana or I make these protein muffins, a little piece of protein muffin, something like that. And I really have noticed my gut being less irritable and less, I don't know, getting less bloated as the day goes on too. So that's really nice. So that is my first thing is you don't have to get as crazy as some of these 20-something influencers talking about not having your coffee first thing, but consider not ingesting it as soon as you get out of bed. Give yourself a little time, drink some water. I think that's the main thing. And the other thing, I've done this for years and I'm not going to stop anytime soon, is I put collagen in my coffee. I like the non-flavored collagen. The serving size is 2 scoops. I just use what is it called? The Vital Proteins. I think we get it at Costco. I know there's lots of brands out there, but that one sits well with me. And it's 2 scoops for 1 full serving. And so then you're getting 18 or 20 grams of protein or something in your coffee. I find that helps too. Okay. So there's the first couple things. Not having your coffee right away, drink some water first, and then add some protein or collagen or whatever to your coffee. That, for me, that keeps me full a lot longer. I'll eat a little something, and then that can kind of get me going until I feel I'm ready to eat, but it gets you going in the morning. So maybe that's number 1 and 2. Number 3, electrolytes. I am a huge electrolyte fan, especially during pregnancy and early postpartum, especially when I was nursing, I would notice a big difference on the days that I didn't have an electrolyte packet. I would notice feeling much more fatigued, feeling much more tired. And when I would notice that, I would like try to think back, okay, what have I done? Have I eaten enough? And like, I'm not kidding you. Like almost always it was that I didn't have my electrolytes. Your body is just working so hard during pregnancy and postpartum that you can't replenish enough with just water. So I always recommend my patients in my office who are pregnant or nursing that they stick to an electrolyte pack every day. And I've just carried that into motherhood in general. Like I drink an electrolyte packet every day. I think it's really hard to overdo electrolytes because our food and everything is just so deficient of the nutrients and stuff that we think that it has, right? So I drink one every single day. I like Element. There's lots of good ones out there. Element is LMNT. It's super salty, but I like the salt. The only thing you want to make sure is to get one that's, not full of sugar, right? Because we don't need that. And then you have to be a little careful about what types of fake sugar that you do well with. Some people don't do well with like stevia, so maybe you would do better with monk fruit. So just looking into the different kinds of sugars that are in the electrolytes, or I should say non-sugars, right? That's something you just want to make sure you have a good feel for. There's so many brands out there, and just making sure you get something that agrees with you. So I always recommend doing it in the first water bottle, especially if you have a big water bottle doing like a 20 or 30, 40 ouncer or whatever. And then I drink that for a while. I follow this dentist. I need to look into this more, who says that you shouldn't be sipping on electrolyte drinks, especially like the super salty ones, for that long. I need to learn more about that. When I learn about that, I will talk to you more. But I do try to drink it probably within the first hour, especially while I'm like getting ready, getting to work, and like get that in so that then I don't have to think too much about it. It gets harder for me. I don't know about you, but it gets harder for me as the day goes on to drink more and more water. So I try to like really front load the first part of the day. 2 more things. So what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know what number I'm on. 5 maybe. The 5th one has to do with sleep. And I know sleep is like, everyone has their ideas about sleep. And again, you already know you're supposed to have a good sleep routine, right? You're not supposed to be on your phone. You're not supposed to be working right up until you go to bed. So I always have my patients, if you can, like get a half an hour of like no screens and or get off your phone and watch like a big screen, like a TV. That's actually better for your brain than like scrolling, okay? So if you're going to watch TV, let's say at the end of the day to kind of unwind, get on the floor and do some foam rolling or do some mobility or do some stretching. Like get on the floor and you can hear my little voice sort of like nagging you to do it just for a couple minutes. It doesn't even have to be for the full time, but you're supposed to do this stuff before you go to bed, right? I also like wearing blue blockers. Do I think that they're like the domino that are going to give you like way better sleep at night? I don't know. Maybe. I find them helpful. But what I will tell you has been the most helpful thing for sleep is the sleep peptide that I'm taking. And I don't want this to be a whole huge commercial, but I really want to tell you about it because I truly have not met a person yet that is like, doesn't like this sleep peptide, that does not feel like they're sleeping better. There's no melatonin or anything in it, so it's not knocking you out. And what I find is that even though I wake up often at night, one of my kids wakes me up, the baby is fussing, whatever, like I wake up 1 or 2 times probably every night. Even when I wake up, I still, once I'm taking the sleep peptide, I wake up like at 5:30, like ready to go with energy that I'm like, I feel like I should not have this much energy. So I was pretty hesitant to start it because I have already pretty good sleep. I don't have problems falling asleep. I don't really struggle with insomnia. But then a couple of the girls I know that were already taking it sort of in like the beta testing phase were like, dude, I'm sleeping so good. I'm waking up with so much energy. And I'm like, have lost a little weight. And I think it's because their cortisol levels are regulating, right? They're starting their day off at like a lower stress level and their cortisol levels are where they're supposed to be, if that makes sense. In fact, my cousin just called me this morning. She's been taking it for 3 days and she's like, am I crazy? Like I've been waking up. I'm like so happy and I should not be happy. She's got a lot of stuff going on in her life. She's like, I just feel like rested and happy and peaceful. And I was like, no, dude, everyone I know that takes this loves it. So there's my little plug for it. I'll put the link below. You can learn more about that. But it is truly, I can't even say. I was so pleasantly surprised because like I said, I did not think that I was going to need it or want it. But now I really don't I don't want to go to sleep without it because I just wake up feeling so much better. Moving on, the last one. So this one I love. I started doing this when I was working at home, but I also started doing it at work now. I bring like a bowl of fruits or veggies with me and just like set it on my desk. So if I'm at home working from home, I'll just set it on my desk. If I'm going to work in my office, obviously I don't just like snack on fruits and veggies in between patients, or like I'm like working on my patient and eating a carrot. No, don't worry. But I do prep it in the morning. I bring it in a little baggie. And what I find is I don't personally believe that we should be restricting fruits and vegetables. Fruits, hear this, okay? Vegetables and fruit. I don't think you need to restrict fruit. And here's why. Even though fruit has sugar in it, you're getting so much nutrients and other things from that fruit. It's so good for your digestion. There's all kinds of benefits and perks, okay? So when people talk about like, oh, don't eat too much fruit, there's too much sugar. No, I would rather you eat fruit, so much fruit, than like you be eating chips or like processed, ultra processed foods, right? So what I do, like, let me give you an example. I'll just do like carrot slices, grapes, some celery, some peas, some blueberries, and maybe some strawberries. And I'll just have those in a bowl. And then that way I just like freely snack on them. And I eat so many more vegetables and fruits. And I know this is like the most obvious. I don't know. It's like, hey, put fruits and vegetables in front of your face and then you'll eat them. Yeah, you will. It's crazy. And then you're not going to snack or reach for other things that are less healthy, right? And you're getting so much nutrients in your body. So I hope that was helpful. I just wanted to give you some small things that make a big difference, right? We do not have time for this 2-hour morning routine. I wish we did. I really wish we did. On some mornings, I am able to get up and I do some rebounding and I write in my journal and I read my Bible and I drink my water and my coffee and I stretch and like I get a workout and like I really get all that in before my kids get up. But it is very rare, right? And so if you don't have all that time or you don't even want to do all that stuff, try these little things that can help improve your health. I always find that just one tiny shift can really snowball, right? It just like feeds into another. So one little good habit can start to beget another. And all of a sudden, down the road, you've changed all kinds of things, but it happens with one little small change. So pick one little small thing. Maybe it's one of the ones I mentioned. Maybe it's one that has been kind of like nagging at you that you like know you should be doing, but pick one little small thing. Try to start making that your habit and don't shoot for perfection, okay? Shoot for 4 to 5 mornings a week. That's what I always try to do. And that way you give yourself some grace and some wiggle room because it's not always going to be perfect, right? But if you shoot for 4 or 5, you can probably hit that. So pick one thing, get started, and I wish you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all the things. And we're going to just rock into this new year and be the strong moms that we are. Talk to you soon. All right, until next time, strong moms.
Thanks for listening. Every Mom is an Athlete isn't just a podcast. It's a reminder. Motherhood is athletic, and you're still the athlete you've always been. But it's not about going back. It's about moving forward intentionally and powerfully. If this episode resonated with you, I'd so appreciate it if you'd share it with a friend, leave a quick review, or rate the show. It helps more moms to hear what they need to believe, that every mom is an athlete. See you next time.